Today is truly a messy bun day, but not messy bun like cute, glamorous influencer kind of messy. Messy like I never learned how to tie up my hair properly, but you don't want to see what's lurking under there. Hot freaking mess, my friends. Hey friends, it's me, Amy Rebecca, your internet bestie for all things personal development, intentional living and dream chasing, and I'm back with another monthly budgeting video for you guys, which should have happened last week. Here's the thing, if you saw my vlog from a couple of days ago, then you already know that I took a completely unplanned and unexpected break from pretty much my entire life. I was teetering really close to the edge of burnout. I was very tired, I was very overwhelmed, and it snuck up on me so gradually that I didn't notice how much I was just running on empty until I was vlogging on Monday and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to have a breakdown. So I did pretty much no work at all last week and I just painted and listened to audiobooks and ate ice lollies, and it was the best time. So thank you for your patience. I am back, I am here, let's do this. We've got a lot to get through today. We're going to take a look back at what I spent in July, kind of dissect that, see what went well, what didn't go so well. We're going to budget for August. I'm also going to show you how my side hustling my way to Vegas situation is going. Spoiler alert, not well. Then we're going to do some cash stuffing, and at some point I'm going to make myself a coffee because I forgot to do that before I sat down to film. But here we go. Let's see how far I can get with only the caffeine of a Diet Coke. Cue the intro. We don't have an intro. Let's roll. Okay, let's bring up my spreadsheet so we can see exactly what I spent in July. As always, I will link this spreadsheet down in the description box. I also have a discount code for you guys now. I did not make this one, but I love this one and I recommend it. Very easy to use, and look how aesthetic. Anyway, I've been plowing ahead with my reduced budget for quite a few months at this point. My regular budget is £750 a month. I've reduced that down the last few months to 600, sometimes 650, because I have a lot of really big scary expenses coming up that I brought upon myself, as well as still dealing with a lot of big scary expenses that just happened to me. So I'm just trying to keep the spending to a minimum, but finding balance within that. Could I reduce this down even further? Yes, of course I could. I've done a whole no buy year. I could spend pretty much nothing, but I think sometimes it really does come down to a case of balance. So the situation I'm in now is kind of like, yes, trying to cut back, trying to be frugal, but I'm not being super strict about it. Anyway, let's go ahead and just deal with the obvious, glaring red figure we have right here that shows that yes, I did go over budget. Again, only £25.04 I would like to point out. I will also reiterate that this is a reduced budget and I do have an excuse. I always have an excuse. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. Yeah, actually, let's just go into the expenses and go through them one by one and I can explain everything that's happened in July. So for groceries, I had a budget of £10. I went slightly over at £14.85, which is not too bad. Eating out, I came under. I set myself the goal of £30 and only spent £20.80. Petrol is petrol. I spend the same every month. Car maintenance, yeah, bit me in the arse again, didn't it? When was the last time my car didn't go into the garage? Like, when has that ever happened? Does anyone remember? When was the last month I wasn't crying about my car? Believe it or not, this was good news. I mean, true good news would have been if my car had no issues and didn't go into the garage this month. But this worked out a lot better than I was anticipating. Last month when my car was in the garage, I had two separate things that needed to be fixed. One of them that needed to be done immediately, and another that the mechanic said, it's not an urgent problem, like go away, set aside some money for it because it's going to be pricey. I was looking at around £400 to £500 to fix that. So then fast forward to this month, something else went wrong on my car. So I've still got this £400 to £500 hanging over my head, and then the clutch went. Some of you may have seen my reaction to that. I'm just gonna run away and go live in the woods. I was not dealing well with that news because I'm thinking a clutch, you could be looking on an Audi anywhere from like £500 just for the parts and then getting it fixed, and then I've still got this £400-500 looming over me. I'm thinking I'm going to be easily spending like another £1,000-1,500 on this car in the upcoming months, and that's why I lost my mind. However, when I got the car into the garage, it turns out both of these issues were one thing and neither of them were that big. So I got both problems fixed at once for only £135, I think, or I don't know, 150, yeah, £150. So yes, it would have been nicer to not have spent that £150, but at least it wasn't 1,000 or 1,500. So we take our victories where we can find them. Anyway, gifts, I cash stuffed some, and I also bought a gift for a friend this month. Health, I spent £60. Why? Oh, I had an eye test, so I cash stuffed my £35 for my contact lenses, and I got an eye test. Beauty treatments, I cash stuffed a bunch, and I also got my nails done. Clothing, I budgeted £30. I was just so desperate. When I was budgeting last month, I was like, I need to somehow make this come in under budget, even though I desperately needed new sandals. I ended up spending £62.69, and I got quite a bargain actually. I got 2 pairs of sandals, and I had to get bridesmaid shoes for my friend's wedding, and I got them all in the sale. So I got 3 pairs of shoes for £62.69, which I think is really good. And I was able to cover all of that with my Vinted balance, so it didn't come out of my true budget. Makeup, I budgeted £16 and spent nothing, but your girl needs to buy some this month. I'm running out of everything. The only reason I did not spend that money was purely because I could not be bothered to drive to the big boots to get the stuff that I needed. Skincare, I budgeted £50 in the vague hope that I would have money left over to get my face cream, and I did not. I bought my eye cream. I felt like, hey, that's a compromise. At least I got one of them, and I still do not have my Sand and Sky face cream. Will I ever? I don't know. Hair care, I budgeted £40 and came in a little bit over budget at £45.49. At toiletries, I budgeted £12 and spent £0. I needed to get razor blades, and because the universe was smiling down on me, I had a company called FFS, Fuss Free Shaving. They reached out and sent me a sample of their starter shaving kit. I have it here actually. This video is not sponsored, and I am in no way obligated to show you this, but just out of interest. This is the little set that they sent me. It has a little shaving balm in there and the razor, and they're an eco-friendly brand, so plastic-free razor. They have a recycling scheme for their blade heads. They do a lot of good stuff. Without going into it all here and now, I'll link them down below. I don't have a commission link that I'm aware of, although that would have been nice, you know. Books, I budgeted £0 and spent £0. Takeaways, I budgeted £10 and spent £0. Look at her, she is her healthiest self. I don't know if you can cheers to that while drinking a Diet Coke. Hobbies, I budgeted £41, which is such a specific amount, and went a little bit over at £46.72. Charity, I budgeted £12.50, and again I went over by just £1. Transport, I budgeted £5 and spent £4.95. That was all on parking. Trips, budgeted £0, spent £0. That is not true at all. That is the biggest, fattest lie ever, because I did spend money on trips. I paid off the first installment of my trip to Vegas and my tickets to see Carrie Underwood. If you're new, welcome to the chaos of my life. In the midst of trying to budget, I decided to book a trip to Las Vegas and LA. I don't know. I wasn't thinking. I was just living. Anyway, I paid off, I want to say £500 of that, but I didn't take it out of my monthly budget. I took it out of my savings, so that's why I don't have that written in here. Social, I budgeted £40 and spent £47.70, so that's near enough there. Drinks, I know I was very adamant that I was not going to have a singular glass of wine in July, but then my car broke down and it was very stressful, so I did have 2 glasses of wine. Coffee, I budgeted £5.75 and spent £0. Who is she? And personal, why did I budget 100? Oh, for therapy, and I only spent 50 because I'm done with therapy. Not like forever, but I was going every week, then I reduced it down to once a fortnight, and now I'm just going as and when I need because I feel balanced. And miscellaneous, budgeted 0 but spent 2, which, yes, ultimately leads to me going over by £25.04, which I think, given the reduced budget, like I'm already spending £100 less than I usually would, and then spending £150 on the car, I think that's really good. I have been heavily criticised recently by a TikTok viewer who is very upset about the way that I spend my money and the fact that I'm always going over my budget. So I assume she must watch these YouTube videos because I don't know otherwise how she would have access to that information. But again, that's why I've just reiterated in this video, I'm not on a strict budget at the moment. Should I be? Maybe yes, but I know my finances. I know what I should be spending. I know if I'm going to put myself in a financial risk of some kind. I'm a 32-year-old woman. I've been budgeting and saving and investing for coming up to 10 years now. So yeah, we do have a little bit of a giggle sometimes about the fact that I go over budget and I'm a bit like, oh, it's fine, it'll all be okay in the end. But that's because it truly isn't that deep at this time in my life. I've had times in my life where my budget was so strict there was no wiggle room and every single penny had to be saved or had to be accounted for, and I'm no longer in that position. I'm not flashing the cash. The last few months have been squeezed for me and I've been very open and honest about that. But yeah, when you see me kind of saying, oh, I went over budget but it's fine, that's because I've brought my budget down. So Amy, if you're watching, we're good. It's fine. I'm gonna be, girl, I'm good. Okay, let's move on to my August budget. I have, as you can see, I've already put all of my cash stuffing into the spreadsheet for this month, as well as my phone bill and my Spotify. So I'm going to keep the budget at 650 again this month. And let's see what we can do with that. So let's put the grocery budget this month at 15, since that's about what I spent last month. Eating out, I'm gonna stick it as 40 because I'd rather overestimate and come in under. Petrol is gonna be 50. Car maintenance, I'm gonna cash stuff 25. I'm gonna pay my insurance, that will come to 50, and not a penny more. Everyone, thoughts and prayers. No car issues for me this month. And I hope the universe is listening to that. Gifts, I'm gonna cash stuff 30. Health, I'm gonna cash stuff 35. Beauty treatments, I'm gonna cash stuff 55. Clothing, I don't think I'm gonna be buying anything. I don't foresee me needing anything this month, so that should be fine. Makeup, I'm going to need to buy a setting spray, and I'm gonna need to buy an eyebrow pencil, so that should come to about £12. Skincare, you know what, we're gonna come back to skincare because I would like to have enough money in my budget to buy my face cream, but if I don't, it's not a big deal. Do you know what, at this point I may as well hang out for another month and ask for that for my birthday, because my birthday is next month. Decision made. Okay, hair care, I need to get some hairspray. I'm probably gonna need some dry shampoo, so let's call that £6. Toiletries, I don't think I need anything. Books, 0. Takeaways, let's set aside 15 just in case. Hobbies, okay, remember last month when I had budgeted like a huge amount for hobbies and I couldn't remember why? I think that must have been in June, was it? Yeah, I budgeted £80 and I was like, why did I think I was going to spend £80? And now I remember why. It's because I haven't paid and I haven't signed up for the 10k that I'm supposed to be running next month. I've been training for this thing since May and I still haven't paid for my space. So I think that was £30, I believe. I'm also going to be working with my pageant coach. That's another £30. And I'm going to be... Am I going to be doing anything else? for my hobbies. No, well, let's put 70 just in case. Charity is going to be £12.50. Transport, let's put in £5 for parking again. Trips, I would like to take some of this month's budget and transfer it to euros because I booked a trip to Croatia for my birthday, okay? I know what you're thinking. Amy, you haven't paid for Vegas yet. Yes, you are right. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Trust me, it's gonna be fine. So I would like to change maybe £100 into euros this month. That would be great. Just to have a little something in my pocket ready to go. Social, let's put that at 50. Drinks, 0. Coffee, 5. Personal, I'm just going to cash stuff for 30 since I don't have therapy booked this month. And miscellaneous, let's do 10 for miscellaneous. I don't know why, but that's what we're going to do. Okay, so with that, if I stick to this little plan that I have set out for myself, then I should come in £32.51 under budget. So it's close. And obviously the less I spend each month on just general spending, the more money there is left over for Vegas and also Croatia. Okay, with that said, and with those trips looming, let's take a little look at my side hustle challenge. So the goal is, I've worked out that my trip to Vegas and LA is going to cost roughly £2,500. And my goal was, hey, I can just side hustle that somehow. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I bet I can do it. And that has not actually been working out so well for me. But I'm going to break it down and we're going to go through it and talk it out. So the different forms of income that I've been working on are all here. So UGC, which I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping to be able to pick up quite a bit of UGC work and I've picked up literally none. It's been really disappointing. Affiliate links, which I've been able to make £43.55 from in July. Anyone who ever uses my affiliate links, I love you so freaking much. And also, I'm just gonna put it out there and say it, like, if you shop on Amazon a lot or ever, if you click on, not just me, any of your favorite creators, if they have Amazon links in their blogs, on their websites, and you click it, even if you don't buy that item, they still get the commission for it. So even if you don't like anything that I am linking to, but you know you want to buy something on Amazon, if you do it through my link, I will still get the pennies. And we are talking literal pennies. Like, look, Amazon associates are making like 24 pence one day. One day I made £5.84, and that's the most I've ever made in a day from Amazon. Some days it's literally like 8 pence, but it adds up. So that's just, I don't think a lot of people know that. KDP, which is where I sell my book, Just As I Am, as well as my This Time Next Year life planner, I made £55.35. Digital products, I made £75.59. So thank you to anyone who downloaded my cosmetics inventory or my This Time Next Year starter bundle, any of those things. I have them linked in the description box if you want to check them out. But thank you so much. Like, it adds up and it makes a difference. I didn't make anything on Etsy this month. That doesn't really surprise me. And I set up a TikTok shop as a secondary place to sell my This Time Next Year life planners. That has been a whole catastrophe this month that we will get into in a different video, but I had all of the upfront cost of that this month. Packaging, shipping boxes, the actual cost of the first batch of planners that I ordered, postage of shipping them out, and tissue paper to wrap them up nicely. All of that came to just under £100, and of course you have to pay for that upfront, and then I won't actually get the money from those planners until this month. So with all of that, I only made £75.83, which is not going to get your girl to Vegas. But £75.83, also on the other hand, it's not anything to turn your nose up at. And it does just go to show that even though these are pretty small amounts, they do add up. But it's time for me to make myself a coffee and then we're gonna go and do some cash stuffing. Okay, time to stuff my cash envelopes. I have both of my cash stuffing binders here and I am ready to go. Look how organized I am. I actually got some 5s today. Anyway, let's get into this. We're gonna start with the purple binder, which is more of my kind of long-term sinking funds. So envelope number 1 is my gift envelope. I'm gonna put another £30 in there. That brings me to a grand total of 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 and £30, which is great. Okay, my car envelope is obviously empty again, so let's put £25 in there. I need to put £30 into personal, £10 into charity, so that's 45 in there. That one has not been adding up super quickly, but do you know what? At least it's heading in the right direction. And then 15 for my phone. Okay, then for more of my day-to-day spending, I'm gonna put £55 into my beauty envelope. So that's a total of 20, 40, 60, 80, £108 in my beauty envelope. Amazing. I need to put another £35 into my health envelope for my contact lenses, and then just 50 for petrol, and that is everything. Oh, not quite everything, because even though technically I didn't come in under budget in July, I still had a little bit of change in my purse. I had £4 coins. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add those to my £1 savings challenge, which I haven't added to for a while, just because I've not been coming in under budget. So I've not really had money left over. So let's add another £4 to that. Why is my Sharpie missing again? Who is the Sharpie thief in this house? Okay, that brings me up to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, £31 in my £1 savings challenge. So it would be really nice if I could finish that off in time to go to Croatia and use the money from this as some of my spending money to go away. Yeah, that would be a pretty good idea, I think. Okay, so that is budget set, cash stuffed, brain exhausted. I didn't even make my coffee. Thank you for joining me for another erratic version of me trying to wrangle my finances. Please remember that you are enough just as you are. I love you so much and I will see you soon. Bye guys.